Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Tengoku Struggle, continuing Jack's route. And I remember where we were because I just recorded the last part, like, right before this, so, you know. It's not like, thank God we didn't have, like, a week-long gap in between oh dear God. Anyway, so, we were about to sit down with Ichise, and Oshiji didn't recognize him and had crushes on my dreams, but I'm still gonna hold out hope that he really is Shinosuke, but he just doesn't look like Shinosuke because, I don't know. I don't know why, because all the rest of us all looked the same after we were reincarnated. So I kind of just figured the law of this universe was that you were gonna look the same. Because Azami looked the same, I've always looked the same, Yona looked the same, Sharaku looked the same, you know what I mean? So, why would Shinosuke be different? But, we'll just hope that he's like the exception to what the game has shown us so far, you know what I mean? Which would be weird. It would honestly be weird, but, I mean, I guess I could kind of understand that because, to be honest, you can't in those after scenes where we're reincarnated after the bad ends or whatever, that we look totally different, and then here's a CG of a character that looks nothing like the character you fell in love with. You know what I mean? So I think the CGs are supposed to just be for us, and not necessarily... I may have said this before, but again, you know. So, or I may have postulated that, maybe it's just for us, and we don't actually look the same, but... Kikinosuke recognizing us in his was more like just his innate senses and not because we looked identical to ourselves. You know what I mean? And Azami looked like herself except for she had brown hair. But, so maybe that's just for us as the player to make it not weird having a CG where you're like, okay, these look like none of the characters we know. You know what I mean? And the law of the world is like normal, what you would expect. If you are reincarnated, you're gonna look like the next person that you are, not your same self. Because chances of you being reincarnated into your same genetic line is going to be different. You know what I mean? So then that would be why she wouldn't recognize him. But then again, why would she draw a picture of him and be like, this is what he looks like, go find him, if she thought he was reincarnated? But I can't remember now. She might have drawn a picture, in case you see him wandering around, because maybe he was in hell and I just could never find him, and now he's walking around because he's a model prisoner and I just haven't bumped into him. Type of a thing. I don't know. You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure where the loophole is. You know what I mean? It's like something isn't adding up, really, with that. She gave us a sketch to find a man who was reincarnated who was never going to look like that sketch. Well, no one's going to look like that sketch, but you get what I'm saying, right? Even if she was a really great artist, Shinosuke reincarnated isn't going to look like Shinosuke, or she gave us a sketch because he's supposed to, and yet then that would mean it's not Ichise. I don't know. I'm still hoping that it's Ichise, man. Okay. Anyway, this place is pretty famous, even amongst those managed by people from hell. It seems so. I come here and help sometimes when they don't have enough people. I didn't know you helped out here too. You were helping out at Hell Mansion before, weren't you? Are there a lot of places that are short-handed? It would be a bit depressing to explain Mume to a human. It's always so lively in Asakusa. It just makes me want to help out as King Enma's daughter. Oh, right. I can imagine. I still haven't seen Hell yet, but are you some kind of princess there? Princess? That's the first time anyone said that to me. Do human men these days just think that way about girls? Well, no, the logical is because a king has princesses and princes as sons and daughters. You know what I mean? That's just the way you name the monarchy, Are you still a princess if your parents are an emperor and an empress? You know what I mean? Are you still a princess? But you know what I mean? King Enma. Your daughter would be princess. You know what I mean? That's like a logical assumption to make. A logical question, so I can see that. Anyway, it wasn't a big deal, yet I felt embarrassed. But I felt bad just denying him. I guess so? I asked about you some more after everything happened. You're such a cute and dainty girl. It's amazing how you can manage the most atrocious criminals in hell. Manage them? That isn't wrong, considering my position. I'm sure everyone would listen to your commands as the princess of hell. You know, do you want me to pet you or not? Because you keep biting me and, like, nibbing at me because you want me to pet you, but then when I pet you, you bite me. So I'm not really sure what the fuck you want, bird. You're being a pain in the ass. You're like, you will do what I say because I comforted you in your time of sadness. Yeah, and I pet you, but then if I go to, like, now I'm going to try to pet you and you're going to run away or bite me. But then when you, okay, then I'm just going to hold my hand out and you pet yourself. All right, fine. And now you're just going to jam your side into my fingertips and, okay, whatever, you're weird. He's like, I don't know what you want. I'm not going to pet you because every time I move my hand to pet you, or like go like, okay, I'll move my finger and pet you, and you're like, ah, and then you bite and you're nasty. You still have a lot of pin feathers. You're always going to have them because you don't have a bird friend to help you. If you would wear your harness, we could take you to go find a budgie friend. Find a little budgie friend? I'm not getting another bird like you. I'm not getting another conure because you're a pain in my ass. I don't need two of you. I don't need two assholes flying around here. Besides, what if the other bird is nicer and I love them more? That's not true. I never love them more. That's not crazy. You're crazy. I grab your beak. Don't you bite. You're so nasty. You're so nasty. You're a mean, nasty bird. You're such a nasty bird. He's like, that's because you're poking me. I am. I poke at your beak. I boop in your snoot. He's booping you. You're sitting on my leg because you want to snuggle, but I'm not putting my knee up. It was uncomfortable, and I sat there for like an hour last time like, this is uncomfortable. I want to move, but I also don't want to make you uncomfortable, so. I put my hand like this. My legs are out. Oh, Tate, you just want to snugs. Well, you just want to snug. You're so very snuggly. Is it because of the weather? I know, I've been feeling a little wrong and off the last, like, week. I mean, obviously, stress and everything, but, like, the last couple of days have been bad, but I think it's the weather. All those fucking storms. Ugh. That's the next thing, all the storms and the hurricane coming. Well, it'll be a tropical depression by the time it gets to me. But, like, man, living on the East Coast during hurricane season is not motherfucking fun. I don't mind the thunderstorms and stuff, but it's like those kind of storms, they bring tornadoes, and I had a dream about a tornado, and I just don't trust anything anymore after the last couple of weeks I've had, okay? I really fucking don't. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. I was happy for 5 minutes today. That's not true. I've been happy all day until just now when I went, oh, fuck. Oh, anyway. Yeah, Princess of Hell commands, okay. I felt a tingling sensation wash over me. Something somewhere just didn't feel right about that. I wonder if all outsiders think that way. He isn't saying that to be mean. I know that. Yeah, no, he's too innocent. Although he has a very, very unnerving smile. What was it you wanted to talk to me about? Right. With a faint smile, he took his glass of iced tea in his hand. He looks like he's posing for a magazine photo. I had to grin awkwardly at my thought. His gestures were absolutely perfect. Every moment of his movements could be a work of art. But I don't get that impression from Jack. He always seems so natural. I don't have to be thinking about that man right now. To get to the point, I wanted to talk to you about joining our side. Join us and bring salvation to the people. I broke out in a cold sweat at his sudden proposal. I'd be like, all right, I need more information. Trying to buy some time, I added some milk and syrup to my iced coffee, which I always had black. Very, very slowly. Iced coffee black just sounds horrifying. That's a surprising offer. Yeah, I guessed you'd figured it was. But I'm being serious. Okuni said the same thing to me, but the situation was completely different now. That was why I needed to be careful and avoid saying anything careless. That's right, I need to check on something. I'm sorry, but may I ask something unrelated first? Is your manager Satoru Ikari? Huh? Oh, yeah. He mentioned that we tried scouting you out. What could this twist of fate mean? You know, actually, that's interesting in the way they word that. We figured that there was somebody pulling strings behind the scenes, that Shinobikuni wasn't actually in charge, but like Ikari being in charge? I don't know, but he definitely might have a bigger part to play than just being the shady manager. You know what I mean? I don't know. Well, I don't know. I mean, he's definitely the shady manager, but like he tried to sell a zombie to some older dudes. Like, he's representing 3 people that are on the side of all these people from hell. Well, I mean, okay, a zombie is from hell too, but you know what I mean? So, like, I don't know, I feel like there's something shadier going on with him. Anyway, what could this twist of fate mean? Then maybe that Okari is a lot more sus than we anticipated. Stop that. Huh? Wait, come to think of it, I was told I can make use of my scars. Pretty terrible, right? Did she say... Was Ikari the one who told you to work at Hell Mansion? Uh... right. Losing his composure, he took another sip of his iced tea. Sorry, don't mind what I said before. Ikari's a good person. I was sure I was casting a blatantly suspicious look at him. He spun his straw around in his glass, causing the ice to make a delicious sound. That's how it works. How it works. My agency is spending a lot of money to sell me. I couldn't retire just because I got injured. But I told you back then, didn't I? That I still had my contract with my agency. It might seem like a cold world to an outsider, but there are enjoyable things that are 100 times better than those moments. Is that so? Working that part-time job was really complicated for me emotionally. It was really tough at first, but then I realized I really do just want to make others happy. A part of me doesn't want to show myself in front of people, but another wishes to entertain them too. I feel that's fine if you feel that way. His gaze was honest and sincere. At the very least, it seemed like he didn't intend on deceiving me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk about something so dark as this. Don't worry, I learned a lot from it. I wonder if that's the right thing to reply with. It was strange to have a one-on-one with a human. I wasn't used to it. Maybe that's why I just couldn't get comfortable. Oh, could it be you're thinking that I'm inviting you to our side because Akari told me to? That's a mistake. No. Ikari has nothing to do with this. I wanted to make you an ally out of my own volition. That's not happening. I'm the daughter of the king of King Enma of Hell. I'm the daughter of King Enma of Hell. Wow. Asaimon Yamada and the other prisoners are people who have escaped. I came here to capture them. I can't become an ally of yours. But that's why you need to. If the Princess of Hell helped bring our salvation to humans, wouldn't that raise people's opinions of Hell? You're like, the app doesn't work, sweetie. It's never going to work. But Father's already pretty popular, right? There are all those goods of him at gift shops. Let's make badges and postcards and posters of you too, then. No. That may be what Father likes to do, but I'm not interested at all in things like that. In fact, I'd like to stay away from all that as far as possible. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love badges and, like, postcard and things like that, and I like making my eat-it bags, and I like having my little, like, acrylic stands and cards and all that stuff and stickers all over my walls. But I don't want those of me. I want those of my anime boys and shit like that, and my Otome character. But I don't want... You know what I mean? You're like, I love those things, but not, I don't put my face. That's fucking weird. You know what I mean? You're the Princess of Hell who can bring salvation to the world. Interesting. Why do you think that? You know what I mean? Are you just, like, kind of an idiot? Like, that naive, or does this actually somehow tie back into the person we are as, that we can't remember having been? You know what I mean? Because she doesn't seem to be fair. Now, yes, she has no memories or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if, like, she turns out having actually been, like, a very good and wholesome person. Like, oh, in your life, you were actually good and wonderful and, like, a goody two-shoes. Because, first of all, that's usually what our main characters are in Otome games, right? But also, like, she's going to try to be tough if she needs to be, but she's also very kind of understanding and nice. So I wouldn't be surprised if she was a good person who maybe probably shouldn't have ended up in hell. You know what I mean? We're not as naive and stupid as Mukun, though. So, like, at any rate, even if we were going to end up in hell, it would have been like, oh, slap on the wrist tell. Like, no, you got a little grumpy once. Because, seriously, you blinked at the wrong time, you go to hell. I mean, that seems to be the way it is. So, but she doesn't seem to be like, wow, you are absolute trash. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised to find out that in her actual life, she was a relatively good person. So, like, this tying back and being like, oh, you can bring salvation to the world. Does that actually tie into anything? Or is that just, like, a weird thing that he's just naive and crazy because he thinks, oh, I accidentally clicked the button. Oh, no, I'm doing auto. Oh, God, what did I click? Sorry. I dropped my remote. I dropped my thing, and I didn't realize when I jumped it up. Oh, no. Hold on. I thought I clicked a button, but I did click a button. I thought I clicked the A button, not the auto button. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that somehow is, like, hinting at something, or like, hey, you're a good person. Like, you should have gone to the heavenly realm, and like, what, you know what I mean? Like, you think King Emma knew and was like, oh, I'm just gonna keep her here, That'd be interesting, too. Instead of like, oh, there was absolutely nothing in the Johari mirror. It was like, well, I kind of see that you were supposed to go to the heavenly realm, but I wanted a human daughter, so I decided to keep you. Can you blame me? You know what I mean? Where you did something a little shady? Because he's the king of house. Of course, you wouldn't put that past him, Wouldn't be surprised if there were some other little twist things like that. Kind of interesting. But anyway, so we just stare at him blankly. Salvation. I need to decline his offer completely. I could never join their side, no matter how hard they try to convince me. Ichi say, well, would you feel differently if Jack was the one trying to convince you to join us? Oh, yeah, and I would say, hell fucking no, and I would kick him in the nuts. What? That day at Hell Mansion wasn't the only day you've been with him, right? You've been to his mansion in private, too. It's all right. I won't be selling that off as information or anything. I just want you to join us. Did Jack ask you to do this? Does Jack want me to join you? I'd say, did Jack ask you to do this? Because, well, the right answer for him is probably, does he want me to join you? But I feel like I would never ask him and be like, does he want me to join you? I'd be like, did he ask you to do this? Because of that, you could be like, did he ask you to do this? With an attitude, because you're like, whatever, I'm mad at him, I don't like him. And so you could easily try to play off that you don't like him and that attitude with the, did Jack ask you to do this? But it's harder to be like, does Jack want me to join you? Like, yeah, you could try that, but you know it's going to come out like, does he want me to join you? And all your hopes and dreams are in that sentence. You know what I'm saying? Where she's standing right now. It's the difference between, did he ask you to do this? Whatever, because, like, I don't like him. He sucks. Does he want me to join you because I miss him and I'm sorry and I'll do anything? I don't know why he left me. It's the difference between playing like he's a dick and you don't like him and whining and crying and sobbing because he hurt your feelings and you miss him and being a little pathetic. It really is. So it's probably, does he want me to join you? But I personally would be like, did he ask you to do this? And my thing just went dark. Nah, I told you. Does Jack want me to join you? I told you that was the right answer for him, even though I would never say it that way. Does Jack want me to join you? Let's see, I can say it sarcastically. It's not how it comes out, though, in my brain. He never told me anything like that before. In fact, he was about to kill me. You and Jack are friends in a sense, right? I've never really talked with Jack outside of work matters. But it's not just with me. He doesn't really hang around with any of the other talents. Everyone says he's always just in his apartment. Shut in. I get it. They seem so friendly at Hell Mansion. Oh, but I will say that I do respect Jack. You don't have to make excuses. I'm actually a senior in the industry since I've been in it longer than him. But when he's in front of me, I just feel a bit intimidated. He does have a particular aura to him. I just remembered what he said before, about how he doesn't make any friends or lovers as they leave him right away. No, he made the comment that they leave you because they all die because he's immortal. But I think we pegged that then. Right away. There's this otherworldliness to Jack. Well, I really don't mean this in a bad way. But when I was first introduced to him, he looked like he had no interest in the entertainment industry. All sorts of things can happen in this industry, and there are, of course, people without much desire in it. And they're what people might call the artist type. But even then, I feel he's a bit different from them as well. It feels like he doesn't have any attachments, really, and that he might just suddenly disappear someday. He's trying valiantly to do that. I mean, I was even surprised at that stunt at Hell Mansion, since it was the first time Jack asked anything of me. Is he really not around anyone that often? At the very least, he isn't one to make a ruckus at parties or at drink shops with girls. He did that for Ryoma, even when he isn't around anyone else often? A soft warmth grew and faded within me. Yeah, because see, he is still a decent person, and it's not just an act. You know what I mean? Well, like, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to go above and beyond. He could have done something simple. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that he did that, like, could have been selfish. Maybe he's like, oh, I saw something of myself in that child. But still, you did an act of kindness for a stranger. A strange child, no less. And children suck. So, like, you know what I'm saying? That's above and beyond. I might do nice things for people, but I don't want to do nice things for kids. Kids suck. You know what I mean? Like, anyway. So I do think he's actually, like, he's got this vendetta against hell, but doesn't mean he's not a decent person. Like, we've seen the rest of our trash. They're decent underneath. They got over their trashiness pretty fucking fast, to be fair. And Jack just played nice and then went back to being trash. So I hope that kid's dream comes true. About him being a hero, he took another sip of his iced tea and scratched at his hair. Well, I saw a hero show in an amusement park before, too, which is what made me think I wanted to be a righteous hero, too. Oh, really? I'm just the same as him. You don't know the difference between fact and fiction when you're so young. I really believed I could become a hero. And that's what led you to be an actor? So I was actually really shy as a kid. That's why I was put in a kids' acting group. I thought it was impossible for me to talk in front of people at first, but one day I was praised for just a small play we did. I was so happy seeing everyone's faces and for their applause. I chose to become someone who could make others happy. I gotta yawn. I know what you thought. You're like, oh wait, we're having a moment. No, we were, but then I had to yawn. I have always been dramatic. As a child, I was very dramatic. And family members have been like, I'm surprised you weren't into acting. You were very dramatic. I don't know. It's probably because I was a fat kid. So, like, I was bullied for being a fat kid. So, like, that just takes your confidence from, like, to non-existent, basically, you know? So, but I remember taking, like, drama classes and stuff like that. And, like, really enjoying it. I actually got paired up with one girl who was a drama nerd in this middle school, when I was in middle school, right? God, I forget her name, but I can vaguely remember her face. Okay, and we had to do this we had to do like a quote-unquote radio program, you know what I mean? Back in my day, we only had the radio, we didn't have the interwebs. I mean, okay, Jesus Christ. It's like... we had to turn on the radio. You didn't have CDs or tape cassettes or 8-track. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that fucking old, but you know what I mean? Like, we had to do this thing, and instead of doing like a play, you were doing like a radio program play. You know what I mean? Like they did back in like ye olde days. And I remember like all the other kids kind of, oh, whatever, we're doing drama class. But she was just like so fucking into it. Like, you know what? I hope she's doing something out in fucking Hollywood or on like fucking the stage somewhere, because like this girl was like so into this shit. This is what she wanted to do with her life. And she was just like writing the script and doing this, and we were going to act this out. And it kind of made it a little bit easier for me to do that, even though like I was so awkward and I didn't want to get up on stage and do any of that stuff. So like, thank God for the internet and like YouTube and stuff, because like I kind of feel itchy say, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was an awkward, shy kid. I'm still an awkward, kind of semi-shy adult. I am socially awkward. I'm an introvert. Nobody believes me. Okay? Nobody at work. People at work used to laugh at me when I would say this. I'm like, I have to be an extrovert at work. I have to be. You know what I mean? I don't want to be. I want people to leave me alone. Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to people. I have just honed myself and forced myself over decades to be like, okay, I can be outgoing or whatever, but I hate it. It kills me. Okay? And introverts, anybody who's actually an introvert understands you have extroverted moments. It's not that you never want to talk to people. You want to go out and hang out with your friends. You just need longer for your social battery and everything to recharge, and you need less human interaction than extroverted people. Okay? Like, I saw my family at the beginning of July, and I told my mom the other day, I'm like, I saw you guys for like a week, and I've had enough human interaction for like the rest of the month. Like, I'm still not over it. I went out the other Friday with a friend of mine because they invited me to lunch. Well, it was like when are we getting lunch again? And I was like, you know what? If people on this call would shut the hell up, they're like, now? And I'm like, sure. Like, let's do this. Because I was in such a miserable state. And I'm like, you know what? I actually need this human interaction. I'm so miserable with everything that was going on, right? That I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell myself that even though I just want to curl up in a ball, I'm going to be like, no, I will go out to lunch. Because I knew I was like, the depression storm that was brewing around, I was like, this is too much and too intense. I will force myself to go out, because you know what? I felt like that's that time, that universe. You just have somebody being like, hey, you want to go lunch? And you're like, yes, actually, I need to do this. I knew I needed to do that. You know what I mean? So we went out to lunch, talked about stuff, whatever. Actually, he's the friend that offered to download all of my videos, was like, I have the whole thing. I can just download everything instantly, put it up, and so it's there for you, back it up and whatever. Also not really like just one of those, like, I don't know what to do. Start a Twitch channel. I am not going to fucking stream. That would be goddamn ridiculous, because then I'd actually have to, I love you guys, but like, then you have to reply to oh my God, that's too much. That's too much human interaction. Like, oh my God, I'm going to vomit thinking about it, okay? Like, I'm going to black out. That makes me anxious. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, but then was like, just open another channel. And I was like, you know, you're being sort of, but like, even the whole idea of another channel, it's like, oh my God. Because, you know, then you have to like, do some shady things to open another channel. Like, you can't just open another channel under your thing. Like, you have to get a whole new Google account and like whatever. And it's like, it gets a little sticky where it's like, you know, that's kind of circumventing YouTube's rules, or like your channel gets taken down, you can't fucking open another one. And you're like, ha ha ha, I will create 42 new Google account. And I'm just like, you know, Google hears what you're saying when you talk. Okay, seriously. Talk about something ridiculous and not see targeted ads for that like 2 days. Like, I don't, like, YouTube, whatever, dumb. Google is smart, and I don't know. Google's a little too fucking smart, okay? Google is probably gonna be our downfall and, like, start the robot apocalypse, all right? I wouldn't be surprised, all right? Okay? Would not. Doomsday scenario, when the robots and machines take over, it's gonna be Google. That's all I'm saying. So, I'm not that crazy. I don't think that's going to happen. But if it were to happen, it'd be Google, and you can't deny that. You'd be like, yep, nope, sounds about right. Kind of like at some point, it's going to be like, when is Disney going to stop owning everything? Like, I don't, like, you own so, like, how do you keep owning everything? It's a little fucking weird. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're okay with that. We like Disney. But they own everything. Okay? It's getting a little crazy up in here. So, anyway, I don't know where the plot and purpose of this was going, but anyway, my friend was the one who was like offering all these suggestions, and I was like, you're taking this away. You're being too chill about this. You're supposed to cry with me. You know what I mean? But, but I told my mom, I'm like, I only went out because he asked because I needed to, because of all the stress I'm dealing with and all the shit. And I was like, fine. And also because Lord knows when the last time I saw him was. I don't know. I don't remember. You know what I mean? I remember the last time I saw his wife. I have no fucking idea. She's an introvert like me though. So it could be like 3 years and then we'll be like, oh, it was like yesterday. But I told my mom, I'm like, I saw everyone in my family and I'm preparing. My mother is coming mid-August. She'll have been here and gone by the time you see this. And it's like, that's like so much. And then I'm going to have to see family possibly in September. Don't know if that's happening or not now, but it's like, oh my God, that's so much. Because I am like, I haven't left my house. I leave my house to get my mail. I don't leave I'm perfectly fine by myself, like in my tiny little bubble. So like, me doing the whole like, I'm going to go on stage. No, I can't do that because I never quite got past that introverted, awkward child. I just got set in my pretending to be extroverted, whatever bubble. And now I just dress like a circus clown. Which my mom finds funny and says, you don't want people to talk to you, but you dress like that. And I'm like, I don't want people to talk to me, but I dress the way that makes me happy. Like, it may not seem like no, I don't want attention. But I like dressing like I look like I want fucking it. I look like a goddamn circus when I leave the house. And it's not because I want attention. I really don't. Yes, I would love if people just looked and went, yes, okay, cool. Awesome outfit to themselves. And I don't mind if people are like, nice outfit. And you're like, okay, thanks. I don't want to engage and people have 20-minute conversations. Like, you know what I mean? Unless I go to my eye doctor, then absolutely. Because that's my social interaction. You know what I mean? But like, even though I dress and I have this person, like I want that guy, I don't want to get on that stage. I don't want to do all that. This is how I do that. This is how I get that inner child that was dramatic and wanted to do all those things, and I unleash that here for you guys. Because we don't actually interact. We interact, but we don't. You know what I mean? We introverted people interact, and that's the way I like it. And I'm actually able to be someone that's giving you something that makes you happy, that also makes me happy. That was the long-ass way to get back to this point, but this is why you watch, because we take tangents like this, honey. We go down the road less traveled, and we go off the tangents, and we go wild left turns, and we whip it around, and we're in Kansas before we bring it back around and somehow end up wherever the hell we started. And I don't even know where that was, but anyway. So, but yes, the long-ass story point was, dramatic as a child, probably should have ended up in Hollywood if I hadn't, had all of those social influences beating me down and warping my opinion of myself, that I never really got over. I'm fine with myself now, but I still beat myself up because I still have that self-conscious child inside of me. Okay? Always will. It's never going to go away. Okay? It doesn't matter if I lost 400 pounds. I was never 400 pounds, but it doesn't matter if I got down to being stick thin. I would not look healthy that way. I'll be honest with you. It doesn't matter. I will always be a fat kid inside. Fat kid will always be inside of me no matter what I weigh. Okay? Always be a fat kid inside. It's never going to go away. That child has always been here. Okay? You know what I mean? So I'm never going to get fully past that. Even if I look in the mirror and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm hot! Still a fat kid inside. Still that awkward fat kid, So, can't do that. Plus, I'm old now. And you know what I mean? Once you're past 25, you're too fucking old for Hollywood. What are you even doing? God, grandma, retire, right? And you have to play someone's grandma. Okay? So... But I couldn't deal with that industry. I probably never would have been able to. So it's probably better that, became self-conscious and awkward all through my childhood so that I end up here because I'm doing something that I enjoy and I bring joy to people. Even if just a handful of you, that's all that fucking matters. I'm having a great time. You're having a great time. And we're here actually doing this again. I'm happier, okay? It's still Monday. I'm recording this directly after the other part. Oh, I'm also fucking loopy because I'm so fucking hungry right now. So, but anyway, so I get what Ichise's saying, like, you're doing something that makes you happy, that makes other people happy, and, like, that's kind of fucking awesome. And I vibe with you right now, Ichise. Still not joining your side, though, because all your people are shady, and you are a little disturbing. Like, you're supposed to be this beautiful actor, but you are slightly unnerving still, sir. Like, how is it that he is so sweet and nice, but is kind of unnerving? There's something about him, right? I'm not crazy, right? And then Ikari is, like, just unnerving personality-wise in who he is, but, like, when his sprite shows up, you're like, why are you so handsome and attractive? They really should have switched them. You know what I mean? Now, oh my god, did you do a body swap? Is Ikari actually you and you're actually... Are you bamboozling us? Because Ikari looks like he should actually be, like, a nice, decent person. Because he's adorable. You're like, look, you're so handsome. You shut up. Look at you, glasses and cute hair, and look at you. And he's disturbing. And then Ichise shows up, and you're like, you're kind of unnerving the way you look. But he's so sweet and nice. Is there something going on here? More? Or am I just crazy? Don't tell me if there's something going on here, but, like, laugh to yourself, be like, yes. Or, like, no, but you get it, right? Like, why does Ichise just look wrong? Something is off about him. Something is just off. Visually. Like, I don't know what it is. Did they let Tim or Ronald draw him? I mean, good job that Tim and Ronald matched the art style, but also not good because somebody should have cleaned it up a little because he just looks slightly wrong, like he kind of sort of doesn't belong here, but he does. You know? Yeah, like... His smile is a little bit too big, so it's a little unnerving. I feel like he almost seems slightly cross-eyed. Is that what it is? There's something with his eyes, too. Like, he's got pretty eyes, but there's also something wrong about them. I don't know. He unnerves me, and he shouldn't. It's bizarre. Anyway, that's why they made him a creepy jester. I feel like there's going to be something else coming out. You're not just going to be this nice guy who, like, saves people. There's going to be something else. Are you the big bad behind the scenes? I really wanted you to be Shinosuke, but anyway. Anyway, he chose to be somebody that makes other people happy. Did I read that? I don't know. You had enough time to read it yourself. That's why I was just the happiest guy when I was chosen to be the lead role for a Fighting Rangers show. His eyes shined as he talked, but my own heart kept growing heavier and heavier. I don't want to think of this person as the enemy, but... You know, I was saved by Shinobikini. That's why I want to be the one to help save everyone with the powers I was given. Ichise... See, even when he's serious, right? His mouth is just so much bigger. Doesn't it feel like that? It just feels... It's, like, slightly too big. When he's serious, it's not as bad, but when he smiles, it's, like, unnerving. It's like... He's got, like, the Joker smile. I think that you're a kind woman, which is why I want you to help us. That would be difficult. I mean, I don't have any powers as incredible as yours. Huh? But you're the leader of those atrocious criminals. You just need to give your orders to tell them what to do. In that moment, my anger and disappointment burst into the open. It seems you're misunderstanding some things, so let me correct you. I'm the foster daughter of King Enma and a Hell Guardian, yes, and my position requires me to manage prisoners. But I won't make them do anything like that under my command. Oh, look at Kikanosuke! I like how he popped up because he's obviously listening in a booth behind us, and he's like, "Aw, she actually kind of considers us like real people." Good boy, Kikanosuke. Did I call him Kikanosuke or Shinosuke? Should I just call him Shinosuke? Why does my brain think I did? Well, anyway. No, I don't even want to command them to do anything. They aren't my slaves, nor my servants. Well, I'll keep it a secret that I said things like that in the beginning, though. He's fallen silent. Maybe I should have said that in a bit of a softer way. No, you need to say it because he's kind of an idiot. With power, you'll come to think differently. I somehow managed to suppress my rage. He didn't seem like he meant any ill will by it. But it's because he didn't mean anything by it. There are so many people in this world that need to be saved. That's why those who have power have a duty to save them. I told you, didn't I? I wanted to become a hero of righteousness. Yeah, well, just FYI, that app is gonna do jack shit. Ichise, what I want to say is, my dream came true. A hero of righteousness. His scars vanished without a trace. His leg wasn't in a limp anymore. You talk modestly about yourself, saying you don't have any powers. But if you don't, you can just have Shinobikini give you some. That's not how it works. I mean, actually, it might be how it works with her blood, but, it's really not how it works. But also maybe. Just like how I did. There was no hesitation in his eyes, and that lack of hesitation was scary. Now I'm able to save everyone. I'm sure his words of encouragement to Ryoma weren't a lie. I didn't want to hurt someone like you, but I'll say this clearly and for the last time. I don't want any power like that. I won't join your side either. I will never betray my friends. Aw, Kikinosuke popping back in like, oh, we're friends, guys. Didn't I just say something similar to Okuni? All I can do is say what I think, and I'm sure the others would just mock me saying I'm all talk. Mock me saying I'm all talk. That came out weird. But this is something I'm not willing to back down from. I think it's wonderful to want to help others, and I hope you'll cherish that thought. But I just can't bring myself to agree with that woman's ways. I was so happy you said what you said to Ryoma the other day. I don't want to consider you as an enemy, if possible. I see. I'm sorry I took up your time. Goodbye. I was about to chase after him, but then stopped myself. A hero of righteousness. It isn't as if he hurt or killed anyone. In fact, he's always just trying to help others. That itself is such a wonderful thing, but... And that's right, heroes really do exist, like the one right in front of you. But I have my own friends now. Welcome back, princess. I didn't know with that shit-eating grin on his face. He's being sarcastic. We never would have thought of that. Yeah, princess, huh? A princess.
My princess, you finished cleaning up the onsen for today yet? No one's going in right now, so hurry up and clean it.
How did you find out about that? I told you to and went in the same shop you guys did. I can hear a conversation from that distance, no problem.
Get with the cleaning already, my princess.
I don't mind them calling me princess. I like it. You should be calling me your queen. Ugh. They're all using princess to make fun of me. And Kikinosuke didn't have to talk about that in the first place anyways. But what he heard must have been the conversation with Ichise. He wasn't there when I was with Okuni. I'm glad he didn't hear about any of that with Oshichi. What's this about Oshichi, my princess? You know, when you say it, it's hot. Everybody else is being sarcastic, but you probably actually think I'm your princess and want me to be your princess. But I'm in love with Jack. Tetsuno Jack. I came to help since I wanted to go in the onsen. I'm sorry, I normally take care of my cleaning chores in the morning, but I just missed it today. Because you've been worrying about Jack? Oh, look, he hates it. Look at his face. He's so mad about it. There was an announcement for a stream he'll be doing. A special one-on-one with Ichise Tatsumi at 9 o'clock tonight. Those two? Both are on Shinobikini's side. Maybe they're trying to gain more believers. I'll hurry and get this done. Thanks for letting me know. Also, stop calling me princess. You don't like it? That's not my position, and it's not something I want either. And that's true. I thought you'd say that. I just felt it wouldn't be so bad to try protecting a princess either. What is he saying? Look at you, stop saying it with those dreamy eyes. Could you not joke like that? The people talking about getting rough with me are suddenly now talking about protecting me? That's right, huh? And just forget it. Alright, I'll go brush that spot over there. Without seeming to take what I said to heart, he took the deck brush to a spot further from me. Princess, how ridiculous. Huh, I smell something sweet. Hey, Princess. Kikinosuke got some hell cakes. There's custard, matcha, cheese, and chocolate. Which one do you want? Hell cakes? I always wanted to try some. Thank you, Kikinosuke. You don't need to thank me. It's just today. Something nice happened, so... Like what? It's got nothing to do with you. Oh, when he said something nice happened, I'm like, what? And then I was like, oh, it's because he's like, she said she wouldn't betray us and make us do mean things and command us, and we're not slaves and we're her friends, and that's amazing. So I got her hell cakes. Oh, sweet. Oh, I know. Did you win at your game? Don't make it sound like I'm always just playing games. Also, for the most part, I always win anyways. What then? I'm curious, so let me know. It has nothing to do with you, Princess. Stop calling me that.
Every time you tell us not to, it makes me want to call you that more. And maybe as Lord Princess.
Just address me normally. You better. Now I'm even more conscious about it because of what Goemon said. Look, and the show's about to start. Well, it's actually probably just a music note, but it looks like a normal S, not like a, the... Is it a clef note? Is that what it is? I don't know.
Good evening, everyone. It's time for a special issue of JX Signal. Can you believe it? Today, the talk of the town, the Red Spinner, aka Ichise Tatsumi, is joining us for an exclusive chat today.
Today? Chat today? You didn't need to say today twice, dumbass. Don't you know how to do your job, loser? We still love him, but we gotta be a bit of a bitch to him, is all I'm saying. Good evening to all the viewers of JX Signal. I'm Ichise Tatsumi. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
As you all may know, Ichise's truly become the Red Spinner with Lady Shinobikini's powers. I'm sure you're all curious about that, so we'll be talking about a lot with Ichise tonight.
Yeah, okay, that's what it says.
So to get right to it, is your power something that you desired?
I don't think it's so much that I desired it. It's more like it was just given to me.
And that happened when your wounds were healed too?
I believe so.
Were you surprised at first?
I was. In fact, I thought the time at the plaza was me dreaming or some sort of setup. Wait, okay. Wait. Something just slapped me in the face. Jack's a normal human, blah, blah, blah. But when he was going to kill us or whatever, was threatening us, she was like, my God, he has power, but I thought he was a human. Do you think Ichise is spending so much time in Jack's route because Jack is the one that somehow gave him his powers and it had nothing to do with Shinobikini? You know what I mean? Because we're attributing it to her, but it was like, well, her blood, she can control it and do whatever, but it was like, okay, if he ingested her blood or something, how would that have healed him or done whatever? But then how did Jack end up with powers? Unless he had a desire, because we just didn't know about it, because he hasn't ever died and whatnot. But he also kind of did die, but also didn't. You know what I mean? So he's a weird loophole, right? So he might have a desire. And maybe he was able to give Ichise powers, and they're attributing it to Shinobikini, and... Interesting. Okay. Well, or I'm just wondering if it's not actually Shinobikuni that gave Ichise powers, though. No, that's what slapped me in the face. So anyway.
Oh, shut up! I'm sure most people who were at the plaza and watching the stream all thought the same.
Right? The Asakusa Special Ward's a really special place in Japan. I'm from outside the ward, so when I came here first, I thought everyone was all set for some kind of shoot. I mean, the tree lights on fire at night? It's just impossible to believe unless you've seen it, right?
I can relate. I thought the same. I'm sure the past generations could have never imagined being connected to hell like we are now.
Seriously, and there are people from hell just walking around here, right?
So, you became a hero of Asakusa after obtaining your power. How do you feel now?
To be honest, I feel like I have so much farther to go.
Also,
the reason why I decided to appear on the show is actually because I have a request to everyone. Uh-oh. To all those watching, do you think of Johto in the following way? That so long as you have a pardon, anything at all you do that's wrong would be forgiven. Okay, well, wait a minute. So you're gonna start if you're gonna start saying that that's wrong and try to push people in the right direction, that's interesting. I can assert absolutely that this idea is wrong. So he's on the side of our enemies, but he's actually not really helping them in this way because he's not like, yeah, no, sign up for the app. The app is awesome. He's like, no, just because you're on that app does not mean you can go commit crimes and think it'll be okay. You can't do that. So, like, he's actually genuinely trying to do good, but it's a little misguided. Okay, well, we kind of knew he was a little naive. Well, I think you should go to the heavenly realm, sweetie, because you're kind of dumb like the rest of them. But, like, you know, like, you're an idiot for trusting Shinobikuni and all of her friends, but you're trying to do the right thing. You're just being misled by them. So, like, kind of the way Mukun was. You know what I mean? So, like, aw, you're naive and dumb just like everyone in the heavenly realm. Good for you. So, okay. All right. Interesting. So long as we're alive, we will make mistakes. Johto is meant for people to be able to repent and atone for those sorts of mistakes. But it actually takes a lot of courage to do a good deed for others. I want to be a catalyst for everyone's small demonstrations of courage. Okay, no, he's still saying, though, that, like, if you make a mistake, you can right the wrong by... So, okay, you're still misguided. In the wrong way. But, you know, saying you can't just go out and commit a crime because you have Johto. Okay, I get it. All right. So in that respect, I'm like, good for you, but you're still like, well, I'll make mistakes. So if you make a mistake that you weren't planning to, then you can, no, still wrong, but we were almost there, sweetie. How about we all do some good deeds just a little bit at a time? I mean, he's not totally wrong. He's just weaving drunkenly down the wrong side of the road. If we can get him on the right side of the road, it'll be good. Come change the world with me and Johto.
Shut up!
How can you talk about this crap about good deeds when you're a pawn of those escapees too? Exactly. I mean, I think his heart's in the right place. Like, let's do good deeds, guys. Don't use the app to get you out of... Don't just go do something bad because you have this app. Do good things. Okay, he's not wrong there. But still trying to pimp the app and act like it's actually doing anything is kind of fucked up, and he's an idiot, so... A well-meaning idiot, but so's Mukun. You know what I'm saying?
Even with that said, what he's doing is a very clear demonstration of righteousness.
Right. There's nothing really he can be criticized for. Gain for the world is gain for the self, I suppose. And what he's saying is all just it's just so just and pure that it feels cold. Did you hear from Kikinosuke? He saw a hero show at a theme park when he was little, which was what made him want to become a hero.
I heard, and we thought it was all a really convenient backstory.
Huh?
It's true that Ichise Tatsumi looked like he was chosen out of random at the plaza. I'm sure everyone else believes that. But after hearing how he wanted to become a hero, I get the feeling that his story was used somehow.
Interesting. I think that too. Considering Jack's position, it wouldn't be strange for him to have already known that part of Ichise's past. So, okay, it's not that Ichise... When they said a convenient backstory, I'm like, you think Ichise was lying about his past? And it's like, no, Ichise is legit. He just doesn't realize he's being used. And they purposely picked him out of the crowd, to use him. Which, I mean, to be fair, he's a celebrity. So, of course, you would pick a celebrity out of the crowd to show your power. I mean, that makes sense. I could see that. But, he wants to be a hero, and we gave him these powers. We healed him, and now he can be a hero. So then he'll be like, see? And then it's a little bit more than just an average person who might, say be in a wheelchair, and then now you make it so they can walk again, and they, okay, cool, awesome. And then they just share how you healed them, and like, okay. But people are going to be like, okay, but like, it's science and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm sure, because psycho-religious people do this shit. You know what I mean? So like, you'd be like, oh, okay, but a celebrity like Ichise who then is going to be like, I always wanted to be a hero and I dreamed of it and now I have the ability to do it. And who actually wanted to do something like that. So when his scars were healed and he now has these abilities, he's actually going to go out and become a hero, makes them look better than just, oh, he healed his scars and he can walk normal. You know what I mean? Yeah, that would look nice. But they look amazing because now he's a hero. Did you want to be a hero? You know what I mean? So he's a better selling point than just a normal person who like, oh, they healed my scars. That's awesome. It's like magic. Cool. Who might be grateful for it and might talk you up about it, but it's not the same, So. Oh, now that you mention it, maybe Shinobikini and her team wanted another sort of advertisement, different from Jack's. As someone who suffered loss and a fall from grace was able to stand in glory again, thanks to a miracle, and even became a hero. Exactly. He said it a lot more eloquently than I did. It's a pretty good story, right? No. I couldn't help but bite my lips as I heard them speak. Bite my lip. Singular. It did feel strange, but I never thought all of it could have been staged. I'm so frustrated in how soft I was. In that case, Tetsunojo, Jack, he took advantage of Ichise? Yeah, probably, because Ichise's kind of an idiot. Come to think of it. But I still had my contract with my agency, so it was decided I would work part-time at Hell Mansion. I was told I could make use of my scars. Pretty terrible, right? The one who took advantage of Ichise might have been his manager. Huh? Where's that coming from? I mentioned before, remember, how I was scouted by Jack's manager? Both their managers are the same person.
Oh! And that crazy idiot. He did look like he was capable of some pretty gross stuff.
My lady, are you trying to defend Jack? Be like, no, I'm defending Ichise, to be fair. I grew hot all the way to my fingertips at his question. I suppressed the urge to run away back to my room from being unable to handle my embarrassment. I mean, yeah, she's kind of defending Jack a little bit. Like, maybe it was the manager, and they're like, seriously? And you're like, maybe it was both of them. The manager probably told Jack all this, and then, whatever. I'm not trying to defend him. I just wanted to point out other possibilities. Yeah, you were defending him, okay. Let's just say none of them can be trusted since it's a pain otherwise. They're all our enemies anyway. Yeah, that's true. I felt I just told a massive lie the moment I answered him, even though nothing about it was a lie. All right, let's call it a night now that we're finished with this conversation. I'll be heading back to my room. Thank you, everyone. Let's all do our best tomorrow, too.
Wait, you're going out?
I'm a bit hungry, so I'll just go to the grocery store.
I'll come with you too then. We're almost out of some cleaning products.
And I don't think you should be alone. Something very small felt so awkward. Am I being watched right now?
Oh, so you noticed, Princess. Well done.
I told you to stop calling me that.
And there was an order from Goemon to make sure no one loses sight of you.
It must be because of yesterday.
But it's true about those cleaning products.
I see. Standing next to each other, we began to slowly walk off together.
It's not like you aren't a complete burden on us or anything.
Uh,
It's just, you are a princess in one way or another.
Again with that?
We were all prepared the moment we were told we'd be going to the human realm together. If anything happened to you, we'd all be erased by Old Man Enma. You might be watching over all of us, but we're watching over you, too. Remember that you've got a pretty gaudy banner above you that says you're King Enma's daughter.
I'm sorry for all the trouble. It's kind of sweet, though. Like, we're watching over you, too, you know.
Such a sad excuse for gratitude means nothing, so I'll send it right back to you.
I am being honest. The night wind blew over me. I could smell the winter daphnes coming from somewhere again. I felt as if I wanted to follow the scent, but also that it might be more enjoyable not knowing where it came from. I was happy when Father made me responsible for this task. I felt I could finally be of help to him. I thought we could capture them right away and bring them home. But after seeing Ichise, it's becoming hard to tell what's right or wrong.
There's no point in labeling things right or wrong. That's all just wishful thinking. What's right or wrong changes so easily depending on what interpretation is most convenient for you. But your father's in a position where he labels everything as right or wrong. If his daughter he loves so much finally understands that, I think there was a point in sending her out to the human realm.
I wonder.
Well, just means to do your best, Lord Princess.
Lord Princess. Oh, no, we're back to our room. I was like, are we going to have an at the grocery store moment? Nope. But anyway, oh no, are you going to go talk to Jack about an autograph for Oshiji? Oh! I'm sorry, I'm tired. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.